The general equation y equals a times x for, and this is, remember, direct variation, can be rewritten as y equals x over a. So notice what happened here. So just noticing what they did. So y equals a over x versus y over x equals a. So what they did is they solved for a. So that is what's different about the equation. They're the exact same thing, they just change it around a little bit. So instead of data pairs, x, y shows direct variation when the ratios y over x are constant. The general equation y equals a over x for inverse variation can be rewritten as x times y equals a. So a set of data pairs x, y shows inverse variation when the products x times y are constant. So we're going to tell whether x and y show direct, inverse variation, or neither. So there's a table here to kind of help organize it for us. What we want to do is find the products of x and y and the ratios of y over x. Now when we find those answers, that's going to be x times y equals a, and y over x equals a. So whatever's in these boxes are what a equals. So x times y, you just multiply these two values. So 2 times negative 12, that's going to be negative 24. Then 4 times negative 6, that's negative 24. 6 times negative 4, that's still negative 24. 8 times negative 3 is negative 24. So that's good. So let's try the next one. So y over x, what does that look like? So y over x, remember, that's like slope, y over x. So this is negative 12 over 2, this is negative 6. Negative 6 over 4, we find that is negative 3 halves. So once that you notice that it's not constant, you can stop at that point. We know that that's not going to work. Now, in order to justify whether this shows direct, inverse, or neither, now we know that x times y is constant. Remember, so what we're going to write, this is what you write. You write x times y equals a is constant. So before you circle anything, x times y equals a is constant. So what you're going to do next is let's solve for y. So let me write this on the side. X times y equals a. Because we're trying to go back to the general equations that we had at the beginning. We want it to look like y equals a times x or y equals a over x. Okay, so that's our goal. We want it to look like this. So to solve for this, we have x times y equals a. Let's isolate y. So we're going to divide by x. So we have y equals a over x. So x, y equals a is constant, and y equals a over x, because I just solved for it. Okay, so solve for y. Therefore, so the three triangles mean therefore, this is inverse. Okay, because that is the inverse equation. So you only have to memorize this equation. You want it to be y equals. So letter B, find the products x times y, and the ratio is y over x for these here. So x times y, 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 8 is 24, right? And we don't have to go on. We already know that this is not constant, so that's okay. Now let's try y over x. So this is 2 over 1, which is 2. 4 over 2, which is 2. Now I could stop, but really you shouldn't. You need to keep on going just in case. So the next one is 8 over 3. Notice that is not 2. And then the next one, 16 over 4, that is also not 2. So in this case, it is neither because none are constant. And that can happen. So just to kind of talk about it a little bit. So this one, you got to keep going, make sure it is constant all the way through. Then as soon as you get one that's not constant, then you can stop because you know it's not going to continue on. So again, with this one, we knew the top one was not good, so we can stop at 8. The next one, though, we thought it was good, but the third one was not, so you should keep on going. Try these examples here. Find the products x, y, and ratios y, x, and see whether they're direct, inverse, or neither, and practice with writing the justification and then solving for y, right? Remember, x times y equals a, and then solving for y at the end, whichever one is constant. So what you want to do is write what's true, write what's constant, write what is constant, and then after that, you solve for y to determine whether it's inverse or direct. Okay, just to kind of help you out. So try these out. Okay, so you should have found that x times y is negative 80, negative 45, so the top is not constant. And then we find that y over x, that one is constant. So y over x equals a is constant. And then, so I solved for y, so y equals x over a, right? So if I have y over x equals a, solving for y multiplied by x, so y equals a times x. So that one is direct, which is y times x, therefore it's direct. So here we have the x times y is constant, so x times y equals a is constant, and then we solve for y to help us with identifying the equation. So that is y equals a over x, therefore this is inverse variation.